The Mexican-American War by Ashley, Emma, and Kendra. In 1836, Mexico lost their independence from Texas. Mexico fought for the claim when the U.S. offered $25 million for half of the country, but the Mexicans refused, which caused conflict. There was major conflict was about America could expand their land with the phrase of "from sea to shining sea." It had caused conflict with the U.S. surroundings because to them it wasn't fair to take that has been lived on. April 22nd, 1846, the first battle begun. In 1846, U.S. troops went to take their land that they felt was needed, but with their journey, they had to go through some ups and downs with New Mexico in their way to take California. They went to New Mexico in two directions, just to persuade them to let the U.S. pass. New Mexico was debating on letting them pass or not. The leader of the United States gave New Mexico it all. Soon, New Mexico let them pass, while the troops arrested the Mexican leader. To the Mexicans, this war was tragic. Many people were against it. The U.S. threatened Mexico's territorial security. The U.S. annexation of Texas was awful for the Mexicans, losing 525,000 square miles because of the treaty. February 2nd, 1848, the war ended with the signing of a treaty. The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo made Texas part of the U.S. It gave Americans more land and territory after the war. When the Treaty of Hidalgo ended the war, Mexico understood that Texas was part of the United States territory, and the Rio Grande would be the border between Mexico and Texas. Mexico also gave up the Mexican cession, which was made up of California, Nevada, Utah, most of Arizona, and small parts of New Mexico, Colorado, and Wyoming. Relation to the Manifest Destiny. The Manifest Destiny was involved because Congress made Texas as a slave state, which meant they were attempting to take over the state and expand their territory. Neither side could agree on where the border line would be for Texas. Texas wanted the Rio Grande, and Mexico wanted the Nueces River. Mexico thought the entire situation was an act of war from the U.S. The Gadsden Purchase was a piece of land in the southern Arizona and New Mexico. This land was going to be used for a continental railroad, and eventually Mexico sold it to the United States for $10 million. Santa Anna was elected president of Mexico in 1833, and he ruled 11 times. He led a counteract and started a take-no-prisoners policy, but was unsuccessful. Even though he wasn't successful the first time, in 1838, he managed to win a battle with the French invasion force of Veracruz. He lost half of his leg, and everyone thought this was an act of heroism. He ended up having a ceremony for his leg and displayed it on a monument for everyone to see. Before this war, the American army never lost a battle. Conditions were awful. People suffered from many diseases, including smallpox, yellow fever, and dying from diarrhea. Before the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, gold was found in California. Mexico lost more than half of its territory resulting in the war. Mexicans saw this war differently. While the U.S. referred to it as the Mexican-American War, they referred to it as the U.S. invasion.